if we're really being honest with ourselves, Jesse McCartney walked so Justin Bieber could fly.
Shout out to them people, mad ethnic right now.
What's up, Click? It's your girl Teeny back with another video, and today I am debuting a new segment on my channel. So basically it's all about giving people their flowers while they're here, because one thing I've noticed about society is that we always want to talk about how much we appreciate someone or how much an impact someone has made on our lives after they're gone. I think as a society we should start trying to give people their flowers while they're here, and that's kind of like the whole point of this series. And first up we have Jesse McCartney, because if we're really being honest with ourselves, Jesse McCartney walked so Justin Bieber could fly. Now let me go ahead and put this disclaimer up. Nowhere in this video am I trying to say that Justin Bieber is not talented or that he doesn't deserve any of the success and acclaim that he has gotten throughout his career. All I'm saying is we gotta give Jesse McCartney a little bit more credit. Jesse McCartney is like the Soulja Boy of male pop artists.
That's Soulja! That's my bar! Shit. He copied my whole flow!
That's Kiss Me Through the Phone!
He copied my whole flow! Word for word, bar for bar! Don't act like I didn't make Drake.
There's two things that upset me when you Google Jesse McCartney, and the first one is that he's listed as an American actor, which I kind of get because that's exactly how he got his start.
I don't want you to die because I love you.
But can we get actor slash musician, because Jesse McCartney made some bangers. The second thing that upsets me is that he's engaged, and that upsets me because that means I let 7-year-old me down, because that was supposed to be me. So let's get straight into it. The first thing Jesse McCartney pioneered was the look. Jesse McCartney embodied and bodied the boy next door archetype. The boy next door is described as wholesome, charming, and sweet. Basically the polar opposite of the bad boy archetype. Usually he can be described as someone who can be overlooked. Nothing is too distinct about him, but there is something really special about him according to Urban Dictionary. His face is something special. His features are balanced and symmetrical. His skin is clear and smooth. His hair is soft, and so are his eyes. His eyes make your heart skip a beat. His modest smile makes your insides churn. He's beautiful. If that is not Jesse McCartney, then I don't know what is. But there's one distinct feature that Jesse McCartney solidified at the beginning of his career, and that is that boys next door have the bowl cut. Now the bowl cut was really popularized and kind of synonymous with Justin Bieber, but when Jesse McCartney started releasing solo music, guess what he had? The bowl cut, okay? And yes, I will agree that the bowl cut phase was definitely in response to Justin Bieber and his success, but where do you think that came from? Sure, we can say Justin chose it on his own, but he was 13, and we know that there were adults around him trying to make a star. And when people are trying to create a brand, which is the brand of Justin Bieber, they often look back and see what was successful before them and kind of recreate that magic. And guess who was successful before him? Jesse McCartney. So when Zac Efron, Dylan and Cole Sprouse, and basically any Hannah Montana love interest had the bowl cut, we shouldn't attribute it to Justin Bieber solely, because Jesse McCartney did it first.
He copied my whole flow! Word for word, bar for bar!
Also, Justin Bieber is blonde now, and I'm not saying that it's because of Jesse McCartney, but I am saying that that is a interesting coincidence. Next, we have to talk about the most important thing, which is the music. Believe it or not, Jesse McCartney single-handedly brought back pop music, especially for male solo singers. The mid-90s was an explosion for pop, and honestly, it really hasn't been like that since. We had Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Jessica Simpson, Destiny's Child, and even more. And we had a lot of male pop as well, but it was mostly in the form of boy bands. There was NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, 98 Degrees, Hanson, and more. By the early 2000s, a lot of the groups either disbanded, a lot of acts took hiatuses, or they changed their sound completely. But in 2004, Jesse McCartney saved pop music for the males by releasing what is known as beautiful soul. Now, this is one of those moments where you really just had to be there. And if you were there, you know how big and important this song was. And yeah, I was like 4 when that came out, but honestly, I feel like that song had a longevity for like 3 years. So I was always hearing this song and listening to this song. Like, this was my song. The song was about not really caring about a girl's looks and caring more about what is on the inside. And let me tell you, my little 4-year-old self really needs to hear that. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of gave false hope because it's not really reality, but it was nice to think it could be reality while it lasted. He also released an album of the same title, and it charted number 16 on the Billboard charts and is certified platinum. Okay, platinum, because he gets plaques. Okay, he also won multiple awards that year, and all of them were choice awards, either teen choice or kids choice. So that kind of shows how much of an impact he had on the youth at that time. Honestly, Beautiful Soul had us in a chokehold that we could not get out of. And honestly, that is why we should show our appreciation for him now, because we all know what Beautiful Soul did for us. But that wasn't his only hit. He started working on his second album, and in the process, he wrote the song Bleeding Love. Yes, that Bleeding Love. Even though it was originally written for his album, he gave it away to Leona Lewis, and it went on to become Grammy nominated. Okay, he started to make more mature music. In 2008, he released the album's lead single, Leavin'. Now let me tell you, I remember being on Disney Channel. Y'all know how Disney Channel during commercial breaks used to have like little music videos, or like they would showcase different artists, usually Disney artists. And if you guys don't know, which we will get into later, Jesse McCartney had a lot of ties to Disney, so they often showed his music. When I first saw Leavin' music video and heard the song, I was like, Jesse! He's talking about liking a little booty, letting it rain, saying shawty, making references to Beyonce. And this is his highest charting single to date, and it's also certified platinum, baby.
I know that's right.
Baby girl, I've been watching you all day.
What you say? That thing you got behind you is amazing. Jesse! If you got a man, why don't you tell him that? Not the gold chain was hanging down. Jesse knew something. Jesse knew something. And he used to do his little dances too. Girl, you couldn't tell my little 9-year-old self nothing. What? Don't stress, don't stress, don't stress. Just what? Okay. He was hitting his little... One thing about Jesse McCartney, he gonna hit them shoulders. At this time, Justin Bieber was making music, but he was still on his one-time era, still had the bowl cut. But guess what? Jesse McCartney, he's a pioneer. So with his new sound also came a new look. He cut off all his hair. He had his little, you know what I'm saying, his little bang swooped up. Okay, looking real cute, looking real sexy, looking real fun. In 2009, he released another single called How Do You Sleep, featuring Ludacris, and it had a really futuristic sound, but still was like really close to his pop roots. Here now, ain't seen or heard from you, been missing you crazy. How do you sleep? I wonder if he did his own stunts. Can we add that to his resume? Does his own stunts? Because it's long. The resume is already long. So also in 2009, Jesse McCartney re-released his second album, Departure, with 4 new songs, and one of them was the song Body Language. Let's take a listen. Francais, konnichiwa, gonna moving my way. The thing you got behind you is amazing. Japanese or French, but the way that body talking doesn't really make sense. What? Articulately, hey. Okay, I'm with you, Jesse. I told y'all one thing about Jesse, he gonna hit you with them shoulders. He gonna give you a little shoulder work. Lean back a little bit and add a little shoulder to it. Okay, he gonna give you that. He gonna give you that for sure. It's the fact that Justin Bieber literally wore that hoodie. And I can't confirm who wore it first, but Jessie wore it better. I'm not trying to compare the two artists because they're both great in their own way, but I'm just saying like Jessie McCartney really should have the recognition that Justin Bieber has. Like I'm just so confused. Not me fangirling at 22. So then Jessie McCartney goes on to release his fourth studio album, Have It All, and unfortunately it was never released, but let's listen and appreciate this last single. What? Got the best. Look, he was hitting his moves in this video. I told y'all, Jessie gonna give y'all them shoulders. Wow, the nostalgia is hitting me hard. And once again, I am not saying that Justin Bieber copied Jessie McCartney, but in 2012, he did start what black people like to call his light skin era when releasing Believe. And once again, I'm not saying anything, but if you notice a certain haircut and style, it looks very familiar. And if you think that was the last time he released music, you would be incredibly mistaken. He released an album called Technicolor in 2014. I listened to a lot of it. It was giving very much Future Sex Love Sounds by Justin Timberlake and kind of like a Maroon 5 style type of pop as well. Just last year, he was on The Masked Singer and he was the runner-up. And he also released 2 singles, Yours and Friends. We're gonna listen to Yours right now. You'll get my live reaction.
Yeah, I've been a joker. Yeah, I've done a lot of things just cause I wasn't supposed to. There's another side of me. No one ever gets to see it.
Let me see it.
But my favorite thing to be is yours.
Oh, this is really nice. I really like this song.
My favorite thing to be is yours. Yours. Yeah, I've been an album flop away from being done.
I really like that song. Honestly, if it's one thing that we know that Jessie can do, it's make a hit. And to me, that's a hit. I like that song. I'm gonna add that to my Apple Music right now. If we think about it, Jessie McCartney is basically like Justin Timberlake without the scandal. And honestly, I checked because I was like, has he gotten into any trouble? Like, it seems like that is the path for child stars. And when I Googled it, I didn't see anything. So either he was really staying out of trouble or he has a really good PR. And honestly, everybody else should try to get Jessie McCartney's PR because it's top tier. The last reason to give Jessie McCartney his flowers is that he was an integral part of our childhood, especially if you were born like before 2003. He was on the soundtrack for A Cinderella Story, which is arguably the best Cinderella remake, right behind the Roger Hammerstein one with Brandy and everybody and Whoopi, you know what I'm talking about. He also voiced a lot of characters in children's movies. He played Tinkerbell's best friend. He played Theodore in Alvin and the Chipmunks. He was in Horton Hears a Who as well. And then of course, he made guest appearances on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Hannah Montana. He's also an honorary board member on Little Kids Rock, which is an organization that helps music education in school systems. So he's also a philanthropist. We stand. But in all seriousness, I want to reiterate again that I am not trying to compare the two artists. They're honestly incomparable. They're both in their own lane. They both make great music. It's just that one got a lot more recognition than the other. Jessie McCartney is so talented. He makes great music. He can write his ass off, and that is why we need to give him his flowers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up and comment down below anybody else you think deserves to be on this series. I have some ideas myself, but of course I could always overlook people, so let me know in the comments down below and you may just see a video on that person. Subscribe to join the clique because we lit over here, and if you're already part of the clique, make sure to share this video so we can grow and the clique can become one big happy family. And lastly, as always, stay classically you. Bye y'all. Mwah.